Good evening, Namaskar.
Good evening,
Wednesday,
Namaskar.
Wednesday 7 p.m. We are with another change maker today, our guest Piyana Bandyopadhyay, and we formally welcome you in this show. This show started on 18th November 2020, and it was very much within the lockdown period. And today the show name is New Stories to be Told. And we are with a person who is, though in the creative it is mentioned that budding filmmaker, but she has many, hats, not a single hat on her head. Uh, Entrepreneur, ad maker, HR consultant, consumer rights activist, and educationist. I do not know how it is possible to manage so many important functions in such a busy professional life. But definitely, that is why she has excelled herself in all the fields. And today, we will be having stories on different domains. And our show duration is only 40 minutes. So I think she will have the all limelight, and we will come to know many things, including the recently successful, I think, lockdown film. The film name is She Will Tell. She will tell the story. And before that, we will see one very short audiovisual on piano. Let's see. I think happy, golden, and nostalgic moments definitely caught your attention. And what's your initial reaction after seeing this, Avi?
I wish excitement had words. Excitement has a lot of expressions in dance format. You have seen Shami Kapoor rolling down, saying Yahoo! But, here I think I really don't have words to express how elated I am for this wonderful opportunity. I'm a little bit nervous also, facing someone like you, so many years of experience, and I'm very, very happy. If I can put it simply in that manner, I'm very happy.
Thank you very much, Piana. And this show is live on Facebook and YouTube. And
Yes.
I'll be sharing you the Facebook live thing. You can share in your profile during the show so that many people know about this live show, because we did it in a very short interval, within very short interval, I think, and you appreciate it. We are in the show, and my first question goes to Piana. Is like that. That is obviously the recently, I mean, released film. I told initially that she will tell the name of the film, but I do not wait for that revelation. Let me come out with the name of the film, The Light of the Other Days. And while I tell this thing, she started growing in Kharagpur, that is in West Bengal. Initial days were there, and after that, she graduated to several places in workplaces, and also geographically started residing in Kolkata and other places of the country. But I think this film has started getting international recognitions also. So the question is not only one part, multi-part question. What was the background of this film? how the script has been made, and who was the director, and how you got excited to do such kind of film which got international recognition. Please.
So, starting with the name has been, given actually by my teacher, Miss Anuradha Singh. She stays in Kharagpur, and there is hardly a child in Kharagpur who hasn't been touched by her generosity. As a teacher, she has been instrumental in shaping people like us. When I shared the script with her, when I was in Kharagpur, she said, "Why don't you, I have this title, The Light of Other Days from Thomas More's poem, which will be actually, in a very nutshell, it can convey what you want to share." Now, how did this happen? During pandemic, while there were people who were falling sick in the first phase, you know, in my small world, I was very happy. Actually, it was kind of being a little selfish because I could stay with my husband. He has a very hectic life, and I have very hectic schedule. Having my fingers in multiple pies, mother of two. So, I was very happy that my children were with me, my husband was with me. We were trying new cuisine, new challenges, very comfortable. The salary would come at the end of the month, so how was I getting affected? So, and I would like travel to my in-laws' place over the weekend, travel to my parents' place over the weekend, when things were little, stabilized. And then, my child, my little one, my daughter started sharing stories about, how she used to enjoy her school days in DPS Megacity. The wonderful teachers there. I'm a working mom, so she felt more at home at school. And she would say, her time that she used to spend with her best buddies in the bus. And I was like, oh my God, we don't understand that people who have got, who have succumbed to Corona have already, that has happened to them. But people like us who have survived Corona, we are about to face a very discordant music. We have been impacted in ways beyond what we can comprehend in our selfish little world. There are generations who have got affected, with respect to nurturing, in terms of social skills, making friends, going up the way, going out and making connections. That warmth of relationship is going away, which you kind of get when you're in school. So this light of days, other days, it is about a child who wants to break free of captivity during lockdown, and go and wants to get back to her school. She imagines school to be the way she had left it, with friends, tiffin time, playing out in the fields, enjoying in class, performing in front of so many friends, teachers, principal, in the auditorium. And she goes there and she finds the gate to be locked, and she's trying all her ways to get into the school. So I had only one day to shoot this because of the restriction, and I'm thankful that Sister Deeksha of St. Agnes School, the same school that I had studied in. My first film is very nostalgic for me because I shot it in Kharagpur, where I was, I grew up. I shot it with my best buddies, the child actor's mother is my best friend from Kharagpur. I did it in my school, St. Agnes School, in the same place I shot where in Bungalow side, where I used to, my childhood days. I'm thankful to Sister Deeksha of St. Agnes School, Principal St. Agnes School, for allowing me to do it, and I'm thankful to DRM, Southeastern Railway, for allowing me to do it amidst all the restrictions and giving me a free hand, empowering me to do it the way I want to do.
It was wonderful experience, not only for you, for all the viewers here. And let me again tell the same words: filmmaker, entrepreneur, ad maker, HR consultant, consumer right activist, educationist. Are you able to give proper attention to all the verticals, or just it's some kind of cosmetic thing that your main focus is HR, and you have added something which may be your passion like that?
So I believe, as a HR professional, I believe that you know about the Johari window you have, which is heuristic in nature. You have four quadrants: known to self, known to others, not known to others, known not known to self. So I am as a human being, I believe it's only one life, and I'm trying to actually learn as much as I can in this journey of mine. And there are times that I am unable to give equal attention to all the traits that I'm working on. And there are a lot of mistakes that I do, on this way. But then that's the joy of living life. So I'm very happy with all the mistakes that I do, with all the faux pas. I'm very happy with that.
Really something real and which comes from your experience, that you do mistakes and you enjoy it, because uh, those who take mistakes is a part of success. They are becoming more successful in life. That is my realization. And you wrote poems, and I think in the 39th World Congress of Poets, which was a book was released, and there our Honorable Vice President of India, Sri Venkataya Naidu, released that book. And I think I will not do injustice if I request you to read one fantastic poem you coined there.
I would be very glad to share, a poem from the anthology that I've written. But going back to the last question, I felt that I didn't do justice, going back to that bit of it. I believe the world is full of many people, billions of people out there. If I don't go out, searching, I won't find myself. And that is the reason that I try learning new trades, interact with new people. And I think this continuous journey of learning kind of, strengthens me as a budding filmmaker. So let me see if I can.
Yeah, definitely.
The divide. When the times were trying, together we stood, held hand in hand, and fought a million deaths to win a bountiful life. Together we dreamt with open eyes and urged a destiny to make life really divine. The times are still trying. Together we stand in divided worlds and fight a million demons of shattered purest dream. Together we feel stifled cries and decaying minds with reason's smeary stream. The divide is not in our masked words, not in our race, not on our face, not in creed or what we eat. The divide is bred in our darkest thoughts, yes, in our hearts, yes, on our minds, yes, in lair and in what we share. The times will be trying. Together, if we do not stand and join the crumbling worlds, together, if we do not care and check our vile thoughts, humanity stands on brink of death. Together, if we do not fight till a last breath.
A great round of applause from me and from our viewers. And definitely, you will go a long way. You have six verticals. But if I ask again, come back to the same thing, which area is the most fascinating area, or which areas are most fascinating areas where you take, which takes uh, time of your life out of the six areas?
That's a no-brainer, actually. Being mother of two children, it's like most challenging. I'm trying to actually move out of that shadow on a continuous basis. I'm trying to move out of the, shadow, the tall expectations from me, because, I'm worried sometimes, very apprehensive whether I'm doing a good job as a mother. But I think that's very challenging, because that's the responsibility that I have, willingly taken that decision that I have to do it. So that is the most challenging thing for me, and particularly in times like this, going back to light of other days, when they're caught up in, their small little rooms, not having an opportunity to go out and kick the football under the sun, to interact with a lot of friends, make new friends across the globe. That is when as a mother, I feel, somewhere, as a human being, as a mother, I'm losing the battle.
Outstanding. You took the question and you batted it so well that I am becoming nervous.
Thank you.
You did not answer my question properly, but you have taken a different route where I cannot say anything. I just salute your motherhood.
Thank you. Thanks a ton. Thanks a ton.
And now we'll come back to your Kharagpur days, which you cannot forget, because where you are standing today, that all started from Kharagpur. And you see, our MS Dhoni also started a considerable portion of his life from Kharagpur railway station. And do you think that we know that Midnapur, maybe East Midnapur, maybe West Midnapur, Midnapur has got tremendous contribution right from freedom struggle, and producing stalwarts like Mani Bhaumik, Shushi Mukul Dotto, and other. I cannot name so many people. And you think that the soil has something to excite the people there, and where from you take the lesson and you take it forward?
Yes, I believe Kharagpur is actually mini India, if I can say. It has everything, it has the first IIT started by Bidhan Chandra Roy, and it has the railway workshop, the platforms, the longest platform in the world.
Yes.
And then it has the airport, the Air Force base station. It has people from all parts of India because of the opportunities that it holds. It has a very cosmopolitan crowd. And when we were growing up, it was a very, very safe place. So what, as a child, I would walk to school without any kind of, now you're so scared when you're letting your children out. But there was a freedom, that was there in that entire ecosystem. I had an opportunity to, read and hear stories from Kalipada Konar. He was a very well-known author whose books have been translated in so many languages. Then I had a lot of elders in the neighborhood who would take time to tell me stories from mythology. My Konar Jetu, Shantosh Jetu, the Jetu, the Kaku. We would have regular opportunity to write our own dramas, to enact it, to have our own plays, our dance dramas. So it was such a wonderful platform and ecosystem, which was, helping children like me, to flourish in our own ways. So, when I was teacher, I even taught in St. Agnes School in Kharagpur. I did a workshop on Tagore, which actually tried to bring Tagore to children in different dimensions. Tagore as an educationist, Tagore as supporter of women rights, Tagore as a child rights activist, so different aspect. And the children had taken time to form groups and do a thorough research to bring that different dimensions. So we had a lot of opportunities and very supportive ecosystem with teachers, with the principal, with families being very closely knit. Whether the Bungalow side railway quarter days or back in the Toljili days, it was always vibrant with a lot of people supporting each other, which I find very unique. You have the mosque on one side, and on the other hand, you have Durga Mandir. So, and people stay in harmony, which is the best thing. And I feel it's like, a symbol of mini India, if I can say. And I really hold Kharagpur with a lot of pride.
Definitely, it's something we must cherish, our golden old memories. But in this context, I ask you, you are so vivid about your childhood experience, and now our children are in multi-story building. Even somebody is not having the this Kaku's Jethus association. So the stories from the tab or the television or the games, and even you see up to 7 years of child are not able to go to schools right now. On tab, they are on online education. So do you think that with the, I think, advancement of technology, we are definitely becoming more smart, but those things are good, or the system right now in the ecosystem, this is good? I know that you can have many opportunities to explain that both are different thing, two perspectives. Still, which portion will give more mileage, 50% to your system or 50% to the present system, or 40% to the present system or 60% to your childhood system?
See, as you said, whether technology is a boon or a bane, you can have that debate for continuously. But what I feel, childhood is all about exploring, discovering, trying new things, which today's children are also doing on their tab, on their they're more connected to Japanese anime, than knowing their own culture. So and I would like to bring it back to the profession where I would like to make a career in now. I believe like the filmmakers need to bring out real issues about mental health, wellness, relationships, culture, diversity, and because that's the platform. They're more inclined towards the visual platforms available to them than the real world. It'll take time for them to get habituated and get back to the normal way of life. By that time, there will be a considerable period of time that has already passed. So before that, I think right now what is the need is for having new stories that needs to be said, needs to be communicated with children. Very very children focused literature, children focused movies, films, which is going to take them back to the joys, little joys of life that they're missing. I feel that is very important. I don't want to get into the technology bit because, of course, yeah, we have a better life conditions because of technology. We're well connected. Communication has become easier. But along with that, there is a bubble that we're kind of living in, where the self is getting lost in the midst of everything. Children aren't able to actually convey what they're feeling, and they can't go out and speak to a stranger without having fear at the back of their mind, and we are kind of putting that in their mind. So there has to be a lot of positive stories that goes out, taking away from the violence, the gore, the sleeves. There has to be stories which are simple, natural, sweet, talks about how life is beautiful.
Right, exactly. So news stories that should dominate our life, children's life, senior citizens' life, working professionals' life, stories, and good stories, positive stories. And we will take a short break of 20 seconds and we will come back once again in the show. Namaskar, Soumyajit welcomes you to Face to Face Soumyajit. If you like our show, please visit Face to Face Soumyajit, like it and share it. Also, subscribe our YouTube channel iCommunications. Press the bell icon to get instant notifications. We are again in face-to-face show, and I think Piyana is a filmmaker. That was a major challenge to me because she is also very good in communication. She has several, I think, hats on her head. But I will go to another question because we started with film, and I will go to Piyana. You graduated from London's Film Academy, and we have prestigious institutions in India where we have superstars also got trained from NSD, FTTI, Pune. But you preferred London's Film Academy. Any specific reason?
Before I go to that question, I would want to request all my viewers to visit, your site. It's a wonderful, Mr. Mohapatra has been actually interacting face to face with a lot of people from different walks of life, and they have been pretty enriching experience when I was watching them. I would take a minute to actually request you to go and watch all those, sessions. Now, going back to London Film Academy question, it was not my decision. So, sometimes, the man who wears the pants in the house kind of, takes the decision. So he decided one fine morning that I should be, putting some time to go and understand a different thought process with respect to filmmaking. And that's the reason he booked my flights, and he booked my, the entire course without even, interact asking me. And I had a lot of projects at that time, which I had to deliver, and I did it in a hurry, so that was a different learning experience for me. So I went because of my husband. He has been a big force behind me, best in the league of men, if I can put it that way. So I went there, and what I loved was interacting with people from Egypt, from China, from Italy, different thought processes, and different age groups from different professions who were passionate about filmmaking. And the faculty was so we had a faculty who had worked in movies like Lord of the Rings, Taken, and the thought process was so different, so rich. And that is one lifetime experience that I had, when I got this opportunity to pursue filmmaking for a very short period of time. It was a residential course of a month, and I enjoyed every bit of it, because right from script writing, cinematography, we worked on Ari as a camera, and kind of putting it together, taking shooting, and we had multiple challenges. Okay, to you have to shoot multiple short films on a very short duration, with still pictures. You need to create a script. So very interesting hands-on experience, which I feel is not there in our current courses in India, where filmmaking is very, very theoretical, even right now. So I feel students needs to have in any course that one is pursuing. It has to be very pragmatic. The gap between knowing and doing has to be as shortened as possible.
Well said. And I'm extremely sorry for embarrassing you with this question, but you did well. From the initial ball, you are doing extremely good batting, and that is expected from you. And now I will take you to another journey. You produced a music video, maybe not many videos, music videos. So, are you a singer? I have no experience. If you are a singer, then you can sing also here. Uh, uh, but if
Well,
you're not a singer, what motivated you to bring out this music video?
so I'm not a singer, but
But
incidentally, in my management institute, Xavier Institute of Management and Entrepreneurship, I had won a prize. I had won the first prize for Anshul Chaudhary, Music Award, which was quite a considerable amount at that point of time. And what I did was I had spent the entire amount buying rasgullas for the entire batch, all my friends in campus. So that was the only the highest that I have gone with respect to singing. Yeah, I can hum. I'm very spontaneous like that. I can sing
the
a line
viewers
or
will enjoy because this is
I don't
the
want to trouble the
show
viewers.
where people don't find them in the proper corporate spirit. Everything is possible here.
Okay. What do I sing now? That you have stumped me with this one.
Okay,
তোরা
okay.
জিজা বলিস ভাই আমার সোনার হরিণ চাই মনোহরণ চপল চরণ সোনার হরিণ চাই আমার সোনার হরিণ চাই আমার সোনার হরিণ চাই তোরা যে যা বলিস ভাই আমার সোনার হরিণ চাই. With respect to the music video, Debanjan Bhaduri, he calls himself Sangeet Banker. That's the name that he has got from his from his Jadavpur University days. So he is a very good friend of mine. During the pandemic, he said, he has come up with a song and he wants me to make a video on this. And then just happened on Valentine's Day, I had got Aryan comic support, Megha and Nandini. They came together. It was also done on a very short notice, and it kind of spread like a wildfire. I was very happy doing something very different than what I had done before. So it was a wonderful experience. And throughout my journey, whether it's this music video or my short film, sir, what I would like to tell you about one man's contribution. It is about, it is Carol Churamal. He is Carol Churamal. He has been my mentor throughout. He's based out of Canada, odd hours when we connect. But he gives me all the time patiently, sharpening my technical skills, questioning me, trying to, tame, kind of giving method to the madness that I have, kind of putting the energy, kind of harnessing it. So he has been a big support for in this journey of mine.
Fantastic. We have been discussing, our initial question is on film. So we again come back to film. How do you see Indian the filmmakers? I mean, the people who are struggling, independent filmmakers, how they're getting scope? The way the startups are getting scope by getting this seed money or capital. These independent filmmakers, are they called startups? Is there any opportunity of getting, seed capital to do the escalation? So, what is your opinion about it?
I really love this question, and thanks for bringing this up. It's a wonderful question, particularly for Indian cinema. As you're aware of, the annual output of Indian cinema is among the largest, the biggest in the world. We have around 30 plus regional cinemas at this point of time, and it is because of independent filmmakers. There are big production houses supporting well-known filmmakers, but with respect to independent filmmakers, it's their passion that is pushing them to come up with their stories within multiple constraints, with respect to budget, with respect to availability of good actors, good infrastructure. There is big time, there is a need for government across all the regions, all the states, to do something for independent filmmakers, because independent filmmakers are like you have a ecosystem right now in India which is supporting startups, as you said, but we do not have an ecosystem which is supporting independent filmmakers. There is so much available on YouTube, but if they have to really take it to the audience and make their efforts, the investment that they have done with respect to time, money, everything, they don't have a platform where they can showcase it rightly. And there has to be some way where the social media platform kind of gives opportunities to independent filmmakers and allows them, like you have incubation centers for startups where big firms support. Similarly, big production houses, if can make it a mandatory thing for them to support one or two projects, maybe 2 quarters, in 2 quarters, or whatever time zone they give to independent filmmakers, and help them to kind of bring their dreams to people. Because I've seen a lot of young people who don't have another source of income. They don't even get an opportunity, and the prime time has their hopes have got shattered. Their prime time is over, and they have got disillusion. So it's very important the government does something, and we have supportive ecosystem. Movies are taken to depths, to nook and corners of the country, to rural India, to different places where people get, it's a matter of, what do I say? We watch different, Hollywood movies with a lot of pride, but we don't know there is someone who's capable of coming up with something which is more meaningful and closer to home. So there has to be a lot of opportunities created for independent filmmakers.
Right, exactly. And the entertainment industry in India, I think we have some reports here and there in the internet, but nobody knows the actual. We only know about the 200 crore club Tiger reached, or some cinema crossed 500 crore or 300 crore. But
Pushpa made a lot of waves. Pushpa.
yeah, Pushpa. And if you see the Bollywood film industry and vis-a-vis the Tollywood, there is no comparison can be made. But the Bengali film, the people, the audience are going to cinema halls or watching on OTT. Is it a comeback because of the quality of films or the techniques applied there in the film?
So, this is what I was actually saying. There has to be someone who takes a good bet on a good filmmaker. So recently, there is a Bengali movie that has come up, Ba Baby O, Orithro Mukherjee's film.
Yes,
And
Jisoo
it went
Sengupta also, I
full
think.
house. Yes, Jishu Sengupta. Orithro's movie got supported by Windows Production, and what I believe, and I I, I got wonderful feedback from all who have gone to see it. And I'm personally big. I like the way they have done the entire storytelling. Very simple, very engaging. Very you can take your family back to the hall to watch, and that is beauty of Bengali cinema. Somewhere Bengali filmmakers have to actually forget about aping anyone, any other culture, or taking stories from other regions. It is high time that Bengal narrates its own stories and come out of that intellectual frame of what I mean. you know Make stories what people want to see, make stories what people need to see. A choice needs to be consciously made in picking stories like that, and which is about us, so that people go back to movies like what happened in the case of Ba Baby or different. There are so many people who are trying different things. I saw there was a gentleman who made a movie on Hiralal. Different. You're talking about Bengal, the stalwarts of Bengal, the people who have done something about Bengal. Bring stories about them, and that will make a lot of difference. And I think there has to be a stop with respect to all these detective movies. Too much of Bengal slots. There has to be, people are getting kind of um, tired, if I can say, watching so many same kind of.
Yes. In earlier days, we used to hear the librarian should take the lead of changing the habits of readers. So the filmmakers should take the lead of changing their habits also. So what is the content demand that has to be analyzed properly? And the OTT platform, I think it is doing extremely well. Today, I met one core group who are doing starting OTT platform on art and culture, and it is a global. I mean, the friends of the childhood days, they have formed a group. Two people met today, and I will not disclose more because they are in the making stage. So with that, through Piyana today, we got many life lessons. Through Piyana Bandyopadhyay, we got many career advice, not in a typical bullet point, but in course of conversation, in course of our candid chat show. And I keep my words that I will not share any questions with you before the show. And I think you appreciated it, that no questions beforehand. So only the preparation, your life lessons are well taken, and the career advices are also well taken. Now, from our behalf, on behalf of Face to Face, we will virtually hand over one honor. I will request our team to kindly show that thing on the screen. So, not only news stories, the next heading will be more stories from Piyana Bandyopadhyay. And the concluding remarks, obviously, I know she will thank me. Already she thanked me, but I do not want that thing. I want to see how happy she is after attending this show.
Sir, there are very few people who are making a conscious effort in making world a better place. By giving me this opportunity in somewhere, you did this for me, so yes, I would like to express my gratitude, but I can't tell you how happy I am. I don't have the money to go out and do marketing, or I don't have that talk about my film. Men like you, who give first timers first opportunity, are always going to be special for people like us. Thank you. Thanks a ton, sir.
Thank you. Good night to our viewers. And please tune us on next Wednesday at 7 p.m. with another change maker. Till that time, signing off from today's Face to Face. Thank you very much.